So the sleeping survivors, they are this the next stage immediately after we've died. After you just die or somebody dies, what happens is that their consciousness um is no longer aware of any environment. Why? Because the thought adjuster has separated from the Morontial soul, and then the Morontial soul is in the custody of the seraphic guardian, of the guardian seraphim, right? Now the thought adjuster goes and the soul is being kept. Now we don't know what it means when they say the soul
I
is
can't
being
really
kept.
hear you that much, brother.
Hello, can you hear
Brother
me?
Daniel.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh boy. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
I can't hear you. The network is really bad,
Okay, can you
brother
hear me?
Daniel.
Can you hear me now?
Faintly. I can hear you faintly.
Okay, okay. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. So the sleeping survivors are
Yes, I can hear you now.
yes, is the next phase after we live and die on this planet. We are in a state where we are not conscious of our
Yes, I can hear
environment,
you, brother Daniel.
and we are going to be in that state for a period. Now,
Yes, still, I can hear you. Yes.
so when we can you hear me, Sister Jenny? Because your voice is echoing back several times. So I don't even know if I'm the one that network is bad or your network is bad.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the sleeping survivors is
I can hear you clearly now, brother Daniel.
is the next phase after here. We'll be in a state where we are not conscious of our environment until a resurrection. So just imagine that when you live here, you're going to be in a state where you'll be unconscious up until your resurrection. The question now is some people have been resurrected on the third day, and some people have been resurrected on a dispensational roll call. So that's the phase of the sleeping survivors. It's just a state of inactivity where you're not conscious of your environment, you're not aware. The next point when you become aware is when you are being resurrected. So from the moment we leave this planet, we die on this planet, after a brief period of unconsciousness, we awaken into a world during a resurrection. It might be a personal resurrection or it might be a group resurrection, but eventually we awaken, and that awakening is the resurrection. But before that awakening, we're in a state of unconsciousness. So that state of unconsciousness is what is the sleeping survival stage. So I don't know if I've been able to answer your questions or help you see or understand who the sleeping survivors are.
Yes, you have, brother. Thank you. Thank you, brother Daniel.
Okay, we welcome Sister Jenny. So any other comment, questions, contribution before we call it a day? Brother Frankson, okay, Pastor Carol, your hand is raised. Brother Frankson, please, we will still love you to come on board if your network is better now. Pastor Carol, your hand is up. The floor is yours.
Yeah. Sleeping survivors. As you read through the Urantia book, you also see the term non-survivor or non-survivors. You see the term survival. Generally speaking, when the term survival is used in the Urantia book, it means that person has received salvation. Are you with me? So the
Yes, we are
Urantia
with
book
you.
terminology, yes. So the Urantia book terminology for salvation is survival. You will notice that in the Urantia book, the revelators made use of the word salvation. You will see salvation in the Urantia book. You also see survival. Sometimes, you know, one word can have several meanings, or two words can be used to mean the same thing. So, the Urantia book revelators, they use that word survival to mean salvation. So sometimes, instead of saying salvation, they will say survival. Then sometimes they also say salvation. You understand? So somebody that has received the gift of salvation, that person is going to survive. So they use the word survival. The person has survived. The person is going to make it to the first mansion walls. Survival. You know? Or, from my understanding of the Urantia book, it also means you can also see that the person is on his way to survival, or the person is on his way to receiving salvation. Why do I put it that way? Little children below the age of 16 years and below, who have not received, I don't want to make it too complicated. I'm trying to simplify this thing because I don't want to talk for too long. Then just look at it this way: survival.
Daddy, one good food.
My son, yeah.
Daddy, tell us to pass your ad.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, my son, one of my sons, he got some challenges, so he's here talking. Anyway, little children, 16 years and under, if that child has not made the decision to follow the eternal will and plan of God, has not had the salvation experience, and that child dies, that child will go to sleep. That child can only resurrect if either the mom or dad resurrects. If you read paper 47, that should be paper 47 is there. Talked about in paper 47. You can write it down, paper 47, and you can go to it later. You see? Paper 47, the 7 mansion words. Just read paper 47. You focus on section 2, the probationary nursery. You see it is talked about right there. Okay? So that child will go to sleep. If either the father or the mother resurrects, that child will now resurrect in the probationary nursery world. That is the finaliter world. That is not the world of, that is not part of the 7 mansion worlds. That child will be given an opportunity to choose salvation or to reject salvation. You see? If that child chooses salvation, then that child will qualify to ascend to the first mansion world. So we can say that child has survived because that child has received salvation. So there are different categories. I'm trying not to complicate it because this, when you say survivor, when that child is in the probationary nursery world, that child has not really had survival, experienced survival. But that child went to sleep. Are you guys trying to understand what I'm trying to say? Can you see the little complication there?
Yes.
The child,
Yes.
yes, you see, I'm trying not to make it complicated, but it seems like I'm still talking about it. The child has not chosen salvation, but that child went to sleep. But because the mom or dad received salvation, and that mom or dad has died and resurrected, that child is now going to resurrect. Because it's the life, the eternal, the future of that life is dependent on the parent, either mom or dad. So, when that child resurrects, that child still has not survived. That child does not have salvation. Opportunities will be given to that child to embrace salvation and survive. So you see the way I'm using the word survival.
Yeah.
Based on my studies. If you have any other opinion or suggestion or idea similar to mine or not, you can feel free to express yourself.
Yeah.
So that child, after receiving the gift of salvation in the probationary nursery community, which is in the finaliter world or planet, which is called the first transition culture world. After receiving salvation, that child will now qualify to go to the mansion worlds. The mansion worlds are 7. They spin around the transition culture world number 1. Are you with me? The 7 mansion worlds are the 7 mansion worlds are like 7 planets spinning around transition culture world number 1. Are you with me?
Yes. We're with you, Pastor.
Yes.
I wish I could pull up the image real quick.
Yeah. The 7 mansion worlds are like 7 planets spinning around transition culture world number 1. Okay, let me start from this point. Jerusalem is the capital of our system. Jerusalem has 7 planets, big planets, spinning around it. Seven planets, just imagine 7 big planets. They are spinning around Jerusalem. Each of those planets spinning around Jerusalem, each of those 7 planets are called transition culture worlds. Then transition culture world number 1, that is where the probationary nursery world is. That's where those little children go to. 16 years and under, who have not received the gift of salvation. When they receive the gift of salvation, they will now qualify to ascend to the mansion worlds, the 7 mansion worlds, to now begin to continue their ascension career. So then they have survived. Then we will now say, oh, they have survived. Survivor comes in. That's where survivor comes in. So without salvation, there's really no survival. You see? Then people who are above 16 years old who receive salvation and they have died after receiving salvation, some of them do not qualify to resurrect within 3 days. So they go to sleep. They go to sleep. They have received salvation, but they do not qualify to resurrect within 3 days. So because they have received the gift of salvation, they are called sleeping survivors or sleeping survivors. VORS, sleeping survivors. You see? So that's the explanation. And then when their day of resurrection comes, they will resurrect and then ascend to the first of 7 mansion worlds. And these 7 mansion worlds are spinning around. Jerusalem. Are you with me?
Yes, we're with you. We're with you. We're with you, Pascal.
Yes. Yeah, Brother Daniel, let's go over this again because sometimes it's a little confusing. Sometimes I mix it up.
Okay.
We have Jerusalem. We have Jerusalem, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Then we have the 7 mansion worlds.
Yes.
We have the 7 transition culture worlds.
Yes, yes.
Okay. The transition culture worlds are spinning around Jerusalem.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The finality world is the transition culture world number 1.
Yes. And the mansion worlds are revolving around the transition culture number 1.
Okay, this correct. The mansion worlds, the 7 mansion worlds are revolving around transition culture worlds number 1.
Yes. Yes. And then the probationary nursery is on transition culture number 1.
Correct. The probationary nursery is on transition culture world number 1.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Then the other 6 transition culture worlds, they also have, each of them have 7 planets revolving around them.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. The transition culture world number 7 is called the world of the Father, the Father's world.
Yes, the Father's sphere.
Yeah. Then the 7 planets revolving around them, they are called the what? The Jerusalem prison walls.
Yes. That's where Lucifer is being kept hostage.
Correct. Lucifer and other rebels are held hostage right there. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm pulling up the paper. There's a paper that talks about the 7 transition culture worlds. Is it paper 45?
Let me check.
I'm off 46. I'm looking at 46 right now.
Okay.
Let's see. Brother Edeki, are you there with us?
And the another interesting thing is that we'll actually go to all the transition culture spheres, because when we go to mansion world 2, we would eventually be granted entrance into transition culture world number 2.
Correct. When you get to mansion world number 3,
yes,
you will now have access to transition culture world number 3.
Yes.
When you get to mansion world number 4, you now have access to transition culture world number 4.
Yes.
Till you get to on and on like that. Okay, it's in paper 45.
Yeah.
Section 1.
Yeah.
Transitional culture worlds. paper 45, section 1.
Yeah. And going through all those papers, it made me kind of understand the time scale, because from Mansion World 1 to Mansion World 7 and to Jerusalem,
Yes,
we'll be experiencing 8 changes, 8 moral
yes,
transformations.
yes,
And then we can see that those 8 moral changes actually correspond to 8 worlds that will literally enter and have access to other worlds linked to that experience, right? So if 8 changes involve 8 worlds, now imagine on the constellation when we now experience 71 changes, then
yes.
491 changes on Salvington. So, and I already know that from Mansion World 1 to Jerusalem, in time, it's millions of years would likely elapse. I don't know, but I think because having to live on a planet, experience there, firstly, the time there is even different from the time here. So if they are spending like a year there, it might be like 3 Urantia years, right? So imagine world.
Understood.
I kind of have the belief that we will be existing on those worlds like locally for that period of time. So this our earthly experience with everything that we've had. See how long it feels within our experience, right? Even if we die at let's say 100 years or thereabout, it still seems like a lot, but it's just one phase. Now experiencing 7 phases associated with 7 worlds and access to 7 and more worlds. It's a really fascinating. It blows the imagination.
Yeah, so some people have estimated it, some Urantia book readers have estimated it.
Okay, that was interesting to
And
me.
according to them, they say it will take up to, after resurrection,
Yeah.
this from their estimates, they are saying it may take up to 1 or 2 million Urantia years to get to paradise.
It's encouraging because it's even short. If you ask me,
Yeah,
if you ask me, it's short to a million years plus. That's cool. I
a
thought it
million
would,
or 2 million
I
years.
thought it would be in tens or hundreds. That's cool. It's not long.
But it might be up to 10 million years. So
Yes, so.
it also depends on the individual. Remember, just like some people will resurrect, some people will not die, they just translate in chariots of fire to the mansion walls.
Yeah.
Some people, for some people, it will take 3 days, within 3 days. Then for some other people, it may take up to 5 years or 10 years. That is for those who will have a special resurrection. It may take 20 years or 50 years before they resurrect.
Yeah.
Then for some people, it may take up to 1,000 or 2,000 years, right?
True.
Awaiting the global dispensational roll call, right?
Yeah.
What does that tell you? You reap what you sow.
True. True.
In the same vein, after resurrection, when we're in the mansion worlds, before you will leave mansion world number 1 to number 2, it depends on you. It depends on your willingness to open up to intellectual and spiritual growth.
True.
For you to qualify, people are not automatically taken to mansion world number 2. You also have to qualify to go to mansion world number 2.
True.
To transition to mansion world number 2. Just the way people qualify to resurrect, people will also qualify to go to mansion world number 1. To mansion world number 2, 3, 4, and so on. True. Nobody is automatically taken to mansion world number 2,
True.
or 3, or 4, and so on.
True.
You have to qualify.
So another person could stay there for 30 years, whereas someone else may stay there for 1 year.
Yes. Yes. Some people, hold on for me. Give me 1 minute, please.
Okay, no problem. So it's all this really interesting to know. And like Pastor Caro said, you reap what you sow. So if you sow negligence, you will reap the reward. If you do your life mission haphazardly, you reap the reward. If you don't pay attention to the things of the spirit, you reap the reward. If you pay attention to the things of the spirit, you reap the reward.
I'm back.
Okay?
Glory to God. Okay. So, some people will be in mansion world number 1. You know, some people, you know, the beast, the mark of the beast stays with us. It's not the mark of the beast does not automatically leave. The mark of the beast is the carnal nature, the animal nature. So, you have to deal with the mark of the beast. For you to qualify to go to mansion world number 2, certain elements of the mark of the beast must have left you. There is a minimum requirement of mark of the beast that you must have before you can go to mansion world number 2. Just look at it that way. From the perspective of the mark of the beast, you can use the mark of the beast to understand this thing.
Yeah. There's a cut-off mark.
There's a minimum requirement of the mark of the beast that you need to have before you can. If you look, the mark of the beast is one indicator. For example, Enoch and Elijah were able to translate because they overcame elements of mark of the beast. Because as you grow intellectually and spiritually, you begin to shed off mark of the beast, the animal carnal nature. Those in the third psychic circle, second and fourth psychic circle, were able to attain the third, second, and fourth psychic circle because they shed off certain elements of the mark of the beast, which now qualifies them to resurrect within 3 days. So those who do not qualify to resurrect within 3 days, they have more of the mark of the beast. That is why they did not qualify to enter the third psychic circle in the first place. Same thing in the mansion worlds. First mansion world, people have mark of the beast. As they grow intellectually and spiritually, they begin to let go of elements of the mark of the beast, to a point where they qualify to get to the second mansion world, to transition there. For some of them, it will take them 30 years. Some it may take 1,000 years. It will as long as there's no rush. The celestial personalities, Christ Michael and etc., they are patient with you. You will remain on the first mansion world for as long as it will take for you to grow and shed off some elements of the mark of the beast and grow intellectually and spiritually to qualify to enter second mansion world. You will not be promoted automatically. So for some people, it might take 100 years, some 1,000 years, some 10,000 years. You will still remain on the first mansion world. Same thing when you get to the second mansion world. Same thing when you get to the third mansion world, etc. So before some people will get to the constellation, it may take up to 1 million years.
True.
Then when you get to the constellation, remember, in all these heavenly realms, we are going through schooling. We go through tests. Yes, you're going to have fun, you're going to have a wonderful time, but at the same time, you go through universities You go through tests, practical scenarios. To qualify to ascend from one heavenly planet to another, you have to pass the test. So, to qualify to go to Salvington, universe capital, from the constellation of Nolachadek, you have to pass the test. If you do not pass the test, you won't ascend. Same thing if you read the papers about in Avona. Even after we have left super universe of Ovonton and we've gone to Avona on our way to paradise. You know, in Avona there are different realms in Avona, different planets we go through.
Yes, so
and there are tests. You know, there are tests we go through in Avona.
7 billion worlds of Avona.
And if you remember, some people will fail the test and they will have to go back again to repeat to go through the lessons.
True.
So before you qualify, this will happen before they qualify to get to paradise. So for some people, it may take up to 30 million years before they get to paradise.
Yeah, true. Pastor Carlo, having this in mind, I think it's safe to estimate that it will take more than the estimated 2 million years to get to paradise upon death. Because I remember the Urantia Book told us that Havona has 7 circuits, and each of the circuits of Havona have 1 billion worlds. Meaning in total there are 7 billion worlds in Havona. And the Urantia Book also made us understand that we shall traverse these 7 circuits of Havona. So even the process of traversing Avona self, a billion don't they enter.
Can you pull up that for me? I may need it. I know. The super universe of Avona has 1 billion planets. 1 billion. But you are saying each circuit has 1 billion. Can you pull that up?
Okay, let me see if I can get information.
As far as I can remember, it is the super universe. I mean, it is the universe itself of Avona that has 1 billion perfect planets.
Okay, let me.
You know, it's Avona that has 1 billion planets.
Yes. Let me pull it up so that we'll get our facts right.
Yes. But I get your point. Maybe that 1 or 2 million might be for those who are just progressing without any hiccups.
Yeah.
You understand?
Progressing rapidly.
So if you progress,
like the progression of Enoch and Elijah.
Yes. So if you keep progressing like that, it might take up to 1 million or 2 million years to get to paradise itself.
Okay. The seven circuits, I think, house the 1 billion worlds.
Okay.
So
yes. That 1 billion is spread across the 7 circuits.
Yes. Paper 14, section 1, the Havona worlds. So I actually created an AI agent for the Urantia Book. So it really helps me in finding, referencing, and then getting information, pulling information fast from the UB. So it's an innovation that I'm finding interesting as well.
An AI, you said you created an AI agent?
Yes, for the Urantia Book.
Okay, nice. How did you do that?
Well, apparently the current AI agents that are being made, especially on ChatGPT, have memory. So you can feed it information and then give it some basic prompts on how you want it to operate. Then it begins to operate with you like that. So I fed the agent the UB and fed him information about a lot of things I was doing, uploaded the UB to it. So if I tell it to give me a portion of the UB that talks about this and pull up a reference. It explains it, then pulls up references from the UB. So that was how I did that.
Okay. Okay. I think I found the other. Okay, nice, wonderful. I think we'll talk about the survivor thing. Maybe I'm planning on talking about the death and resurrection of John the Baptist on Sunday, global meeting.
Okay.
And maybe we'll talk about survivor.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's see how it goes.
Okay. Well, they are still kind of connected.
I think yeah, they are connected.
Okay.
I think maybe I'll move on. I might just explain survival a little bit.
Okay.
So maybe with another day, I think we'll create a day where we just talk about just survival, and this discussion we're having now, explain it.
Yeah.
Explain it.
Yeah. Because a lot of people need to get that.
When a child resurrects, a child that has not yet experienced salvation, right? Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
A child that has not yet experienced salvation, when that child resurrects, is that considered survival?
When the child...
From your studies of the Urantia Book,
okay,
would you consider that to be survival?
When the child...
Because the way I explained it, the way I explained it, survival is salvation.
Yeah, that child now...
Maybe...
It's not safe to say survival, but we understand the angle that they are coming from when they just use that term survival.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I don't think what I'm trying to clarify with you is I don't think they use survival in the context of a child who is sleeping, because that child has not received salvation yet. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm being technical now. We are trying to what we are doing now. We are going into nitty-gritty technical details.
Yes, I get.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the fact
sleeping survivor.
Okay.
Or sleeping survivors.
Okay.
Children below 16 years who have died but have not experienced salvation.
Yeah.
They don't fall under that category of sleeping survivors.
Yeah, technically they don't. Because that's why
they are dependent on their parents.
Yes, and that's why most of them cannot even be mustered into the cup of mortal finality. So their own evolutionary journey is on a slightly different path from a mortal that actually came and had a planetary experience and died. So I get the distinction there.
Yes. You see? So, but you can read paper 47, section 2, or listen to it and see if you come up with something new.
Okay. Paper 47, section 2.
Yeah. You can do that later.
Yeah.
I think I found Brother Ideki on Facebook. I did a search for his name.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I found him on Facebook. I just posted the link now. You can check it by Brother Daniels.
Okay.
Maybe his network is having an issue. Brother Ideki, can you hear me? I sent him a friend request.
Okay.
I think he's the one there because I went through some of his posts, and you can see he's talking about some things from the Urantia book.
Okay. Greetings, brother Hideki. It's nice to see your face. You're on mute, we can't really hear you.
Okay, yeah, you're on mute, brother Hideki. Yes, that's the face I found. I found you on Facebook. I just found you now. I catch you for Facebook. Brother Hideki, you're on mute. You're on mute. We are not hearing you. It's not. You're on mute. No, you're on mute. On mute.
You're now unmuted. So
Okay, you are now unmuted, but we can't hear you.
Maybe there's something.
Check your volume.
Earpiece. Maybe the earpiece you're using.
Maybe your earpiece has a problem. We can't hear you.
No, we can't hear it still. Maybe you should disconnect your earpiece from your phone and see if we can hear you without the earpiece. No, we cannot hear you yet. I had a similar challenge when I used my earpiece a while ago. Or, brother Hideki, maybe you should leave the call and join again. That may help. If you unplug your earpiece from your phone or your laptop, try to speak. Let's know if we can hear you, because it may be the fault of the earpiece. However, if you still persist, then okay, it's disconnected. Okay. Then why can't we hear now? Something must be wrong. Okay, just disconnect from the meeting and join again.
Yes, so brother Daniel, you see the link I posted in the message section, the text message section?
Let me see.
In the in-call messages. Go to in-call messages, you see the link.
Yes, I saw a Facebook link.
Okay, click on it. That's his link, because the face is the same face.
Okay. I actually have his
You can send him a friend request.
I actually have his contact on WhatsApp, but I didn't know he was the one because.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, so he's in Urantia, Nigeria then?
No, he's not. He messaged me right there ago.
Where did you get his contact from?
Okay, Brian, we can hear you.
Okay, good.
Okay, you said where did I get the contact from?
No, so you said, where did you get the link of our meeting from?
I was the one that sent it to him.
Daniel sent it to me.
Daniel, so where did you meet brother Hideki that you sent him the link?
I met him today.
Where?
He reached out to me actually on WhatsApp. Okay.
I mean, you know, I'm curious. You are welcome to the family. I'm curious, my brother. I'm always curious. How did you get to meet us here?
Yeah. Like I was saying, I was in the office this afternoon, and I remembered there's this, when going through the Urantia Foundation page, I do see Urantia readers and all those stuff. And I just felt, why don't you try and connect with some person so that you can rub mind and things like that? So that was when I entered those forums. Hello.
Hi, that's my son.
Hi.
Mikel, hi.
Nice to meet you. So, like I was saying, so that was when I was looking for contacts, and I saw Daniel's contact. I sent him a message, and that was when I joined the other group also, the Uvesa Nigeria. That was when I joined it. So
I'm not familiar with that group. Uvesa Nigeria.
Yes.
Who runs that group?
I don't even know. I don't know. But I know I dropped a message, and I think somebody was chatting with me, kind of, but I was concentrating more on the Daniel's chat, because he told me there will be a meeting by 4 o'clock. So my
Okay, so
attention.
you sent Daniels a message on WhatsApp.
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice. I got you. Good, beautiful.
The one that now
Okay,
sent me the link for the meeting.
okay. Brother Daniel, send brother Edeki the link to our CMC Global on WhatsApp.
Yes.
Okay.
Or let me post it here. I will post it here, brother Edeki, so you see it.
Okay.
So, Brian, Deki, you were sharing something with us the other time. Or I would love if you could, if you
We
still
have
have it.
a group and so you are invited to join that group on WhatsApp.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll do that.
I'm posting the link now.
Okay.
Edeki is my robo brother, Daniels. I see the name Edeki.
Okay.
Edeki is a robo tribe.
Yes, you're right.
Asavo Warune, Waruno, Asavo.
Okay.
Asavo Obo Robo, Asavo Robo.
Uye.
Okay. Me, Omo Eku.
My content.
One more.
Oh
Mo,
boy.
me, Omo
Lala
Eku.
don't do.
Okay, that's good.
Urobo me, Urobo mamo, but Urobo me, or Gary mamo,
Yeah.